Hello everyone, iOS 18 has been out for a little bit of time now, and I've been rocking the Android 15 beta on a couple of phones, and I wanted to kind of demonstrate and showcase some of my favorite features between both and see which one is a better one for you. Now, I will tell you, when it comes down to the main features that like every single person's going to use, I kind of do feel like, for the most part, iOS 18 is probably a bigger sized upgrade, more so than Android 15. I feel like with Android 15, there's still some like cool features and cool stuff, built in. But I look at something like iOS 18, and like I said, I think that one might be the one that makes a lot more sense to go and buy, and that's kind of the one that makes a lot more sense to go and pick up, in my personal opinion. So, number one, what I would recommend thinking about is that, for the most part, starting off, there's probably more devices that are going to be supported on iOS 18 than, Android 15 when it initially comes out. But over time, there's going to be more and more devices that are supported on Android 15. Some of the big things that Android 15 is going to be bringing, one, is better multitasking. So it looks like there's going to be an improvement within multitasking in general for these bigger type of displays. And when you're doing any split screen multitasking, you're going to be having a better experience, which is actually really big because iOS 18 still to this day does not have any sort of split screen multitasking. So I'm really happy that Google has been able to do this for years now, and now they're making even more improvements. iPadOS 18 has it. Unfortunately, Android, iOS 18 does not have this type of capability. You also have this cool private space option, which is going to go ahead and basically lock away all the sensitive applications and the data inside of them. There's already something like this that The Verge talks about inside of the Samsung, which is called Secure Folder. This is now built inside of Android. Apple actually has the same thing in iOS 18 now. So now not only can you lock applications with Face ID and Touch ID and passcode lock, you can also have a secure folder inside of your app library where you can go through and basically find those applications and completely lock them away. I don't know if it goes down to files as well, but that's another really cool thing that you have the capability of doing inside of your iOS 18 device. Now, another cool thing is just small things within Android 15 like predictive back, partial screen recording, and redesigned volume sliders. Some aesthetic stuff, which is really, really nice. Within iOS 18, they have done a couple of different, UI changes. I think Android 15 is still nice and everything, but within iOS 18, they've added a couple more ways for you to kind of customize your home screen. And I thought this was a really nice play by Apple of going through and allowing us once again to have a little bit more customizability within our device. And I do think this in and of itself was a very nice thing to, kind of give us here, this type of capability, because it does actually give us, a lot more sense of customizing with our particular phone. So I was a really big fan of that for sure. Not only that, we also have a really big update to our control center. So our control center is an, humongous upgrade as well. We now have multiple pages within our control center. If I'm going to go ahead and look at an Android 15 control center and an iOS 18 control center, this is also another very big difference. It just looks substantially better inside of iOS 18. There's a lot more capability than on the Android side. Now, we do have a few more things. We have satellite messaging within Android 15. So it does actually give us that type of support, which is very cool. We have widget previews. We have the ability of setting custom vibrations inside of our Android 15 device. And we have one-time password protection and anti-theft protection, which are some really cool features. iOS 18 does have a couple of those features that are kind of similar. We've had satellite messaging for a little bit of time. And I do think within their messaging application within iMessage, there's a lot more improvement here too, because now we are supporting RCS messaging, which is kind of like a hybrid of an Android and iPhone feature, because now Android users can see when, can basically utilize all the RCS messaging type of capability within their iPhones, within their Android and iPhones together, which is really cool. There's a new passwords application. There's a lot of other improvements all across the board too. And now we have a dedicated game mode inside of our particular iPhones as well on iOS 18 too. So overall, I will definitely tell you, I don't know if there's the biggest upgrade of either one of these softwares of all their history, but I do think iOS 18 is probably the overall bigger upgrade than Android 15. And if I was to go ahead and basically recommend one version of software, it would probably be iOS 18 because it is the newest. It's the one that has the most features right now. But there are still some things within Android I love. Split screen multitasking and the ability of installing your own files, kind of widespread. Those are some really cool things. Unfortunately, we don't have those things inside of our particular iPhones yet, but over time we might. So in terms of that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that means so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.